When women wonder where Wonder Woman was worked up, where else would they wander? Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman stars Luke Evans as Professor Marston, who is the creator of not only Wonder Woman, but also he invented the earliest version of the lie detector test. And the two creations aren't exactly independent of one another. As you could probably guess, the lasso of truth. These are things I didn't know about before I saw the movie, and it's actually really quite fascinating. Also, the inspiration derives from his relationship with his wife and partner, as they have this polygamous relationship. First up is the people category, and we're looking at the acting, which of course is really good right off the bat. Everybody's doing a really good job of facilitating their character and making it their own. 2 out of 2 for that. Characters, I would definitely say that this is a movie that exudes character development and depth. 2 out of 2 for that. I can't really say that these are the only actors in the world that could have played the parts. I don't think I've ever felt that from them. I didn't feel like they were born to play the roles or anything, so that gets 1 out of 2. Everybody in the movie plays a pretty important role into the creation of Wonder Woman. 2 out of 2 for that. Chemistry, first and foremost, I feel like it's a romance, and it's an interesting take on polygamous romance, and they did it really well. 2 out of 2. Writing score. For dialogue, you have to understand this is a Harvard professor that is teaching psychology, no less. There's a lot of dialogue in his classroom, at home, in that decency review. It's definitely important for the viewer. 2 out of 2. Balance, it is a true story. It's mostly just following these people along their lives as they live them. However, because there is that decency review, it's a form of narration. There's a little bit of balance, so 1 out of 2 for that. Story depth. There's a lot of deep, meaningful messages for a lot of people in this homosexuality or polygamous relationships or women empowerment, submissive dominance, and things of the nature. Story depth gets 2 out of 2. I do consider it really original. It was talking about things I had never heard of before. I guess I didn't look too deeply into who created Wonder Woman, but the life and what influenced him and got him to the point of writing Wonder Woman is really cool. 2 out of 2 for that. Interesting, definitely. Like I said, I was learning new things. I was fascinated. Interesting gets 2 out of 2. BTS. I don't think behind the scenes was a huge focus in this movie. I don't think they really cared too much on it. Visuals was okay in a couple parts, but not really that much. 1 out of 2. The directing was fine. It told the story that they wanted to tell, but there was nothing that was challenging or overly stood out, so 1 out of 2. Editing, I think pretty much anybody could edit it. I don't think there's anything that stood out as a challenge either. I could edit it, so 1 out of 2. I do consider it as advertised and no false advertising there or anything like that, so 2 out of 2 for that. Music and sound, there was some nice musical score elements here and there, but nothing that I really care to listen to again, so 1 out of 2 again. Narrative arc. Alright, so the introduction is pretty good. You get acquainted with who Professor Marston is, who his wife is, and who Olive is. 2 out of 2. Inciting incident is when they get Olive to be their teacher's assistant. 2 out of 2. Definitely a lot of obstacles as they're dealing with something that is really unheard of, especially in their era. So they have to deal with a lot of judgmental people and things of the nature, so 2 out of 2 for that. Climax, I think it felt a little bit anticlimactic. It didn't feel like it was more powerful or strong than anything else in the movie. 1 out of 2. Following action, I can't really say it really calms down and returns to a new norm. I'd say it calms down, but unless you count the success of Wonder Woman after the movie ends as returning to a new norm, I don't think it really does that. 1 out of 2. Entertainment score. I think the movie's decently entertaining. I don't think I would really rewatch it other than maybe seeing it on TV. 1 out of 2. Fun experience. Did I have a good time watching it? Yeah, I mean, I was learning new things that I never knew before. 2 out of 2. I have zero impulse to really buy it or even own it. 0. There are things about the movie that I wouldn't mind talking about because I don't want to spoil too much on what's going on in the movie. So yes, I think it's discussion worthy, but I won't be running off to somebody saying, you gotta see this movie, you gotta see it. It's not that kind of movie. So 1 out of 2. Does it suck the audience in? Yeah, I think for the most part. I think it's interesting enough of a story to warrant people's attention. 2 out of 2 for that. Specialty score. This is listed off as a biographical drama, so let's look at those genres. As a drama, I would definitely say that this hits the note. It is dramatic. 10 out of 10. As a biographical tale, I think it did a good job portraying who Professor Marston was overall. 10 out of 10. It's a true story. How accurate was it? There's some debate among how accurate it is or not, but from what I understand, overall is we don't know the whole story. All we can really do is guess. We don't know their story. They were private people, and they didn't really talk about what went on in their household. But it is a logical assumption that the movie was pretty darn right. 10 out of 10. It's called Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman. What about it has anything to do with Wonder Woman? Obviously he created it, but just the manner of the beginning to the end, how he got to where he was when he created Wonder Woman. How did he get there? 10 out of 10. And was it halfway decent? I think for the most part, yeah, I think they made the movie that they wanted to make, which deserves credit. 10 out of 10. If we add up all those points, we get 88 out of 100 possible stars. 88%. That's 9 out of 10. Guys, tell me what you thought of Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman in the comments down below. And you can follow me on track.tv and Twitter at the username IAMDWG. As for YouTube, you know you can subscribe to me, hit that like button, and hit that bell to be notified when I come out with my next review, which will be tomorrow. Till then, guys, peace out and have a good day.